Hello angels, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or for those of you that are new here, welcome. My name's Claudia, and on this channel we talk about all of the uncomfortable truths that need to be said. We also have a little furry four-legged friend appear every once in a while, which if that's something that you think you'd be interested in, definitely hit subscribe down below. Today's topic I'm super excited to talk about because I feel like it's the one thing that is such a small difference that we can make in our daily basis, in our daily lives, but it makes the biggest difference across the rest of our lives and the people around us as well. So with that being said, if you're interested, go get yourself a cheeky little beveragino. Today I've got a coffee, although if coffee's not your thing, tea's fine as well. So grab a tea, grab a coffee, grab a little snack, and let's get into it. So today's topic is about gratitude and how being grateful for the tiniest of things is literally going to make the biggest change in your life, and that's across all areas of your life as well. I feel like in today's day and age we live in a time where it's very social, but also a time where we're the most social ever. We're also the most disconnected that we've ever been, and I definitely feel like there's this kind of culture where we're constantly chasing the next thing, we're consuming more than we need, definitely, and we're just very ungrateful brats, to be honest with you. If you live in the UK, yes, times have definitely been tough. The cost of living crisis, it's awful. There's obviously issues in every single country politically, in its own respect. However, if you've got a roof over your head and you've got somewhere where you can have access to food like whenever you need it, and if you've got access to clean clothes and a place where you can also clean yourself, you're already a lot luckier than the majority of the world right now. And I think that it's so easy to get caught up in what everybody else has, and it's so easy to kind of think that you're behind or you aren't as cool as everybody else because you're not following the same trends. However, being grateful for what it is that you have is what makes the biggest difference. And the reason being is because when you're grateful for what it is that you have, you're untouchable. Nothing can bother you, nothing can burst your happy bubble, and when you're happier, you genuinely just attract more positivity into your life and like-minded people and opportunities that wouldn't come to you if you were not in the same grateful, happy, go lucky position. Something that I've definitely noticed is my phone subscription, and this is like the easiest way for me to describe like gratitude and consumption, because I feel like consumption and gratitude go hand in hand, to be honest with you, but I definitely feel like for me, something that the majority of my friends do, the majority of the people that are in my life do, and I know that a lot of people do this, is they get their technology on a payment plan or something like with 3 or O2. Is O2 even a thing? I think it is. Orange is what I'm thinking. Anyway, beside the point, you get the gist. So you get your phone, iPad, camera, laptop, whatever, and then in 2 years' time you'll upgrade it, and you'll upgrade it again, and you'll upgrade it again. And I was also part of the people that were constantly upgrading things. I was constantly upgrading all of my phones. I had an iPad that, to be honest with you, the older iPad that I had, I much preferred over the new one that I've got now. But I upgraded it because it was new, it was shiny, it was marketed to me as this new thing. And it was this time last year, actually just a bit before this time last year, I kept getting like all of these emails from 3 being like, upgrade time, do you want to upgrade, what do you want to upgrade to, look at this brand new shiny iPhone. And I'm not gonna lie, it was very tempting. It was incredibly tempting, and I was looking at all these things, and I've never not upgraded before this point, but I just paid off my phone, and I was thinking to myself, like, there's actually nothing wrong with the phone that I've got now. And I was like, I'm actually really grateful for the phone that I've got now. I'm grateful for this mobile device that I can carry around in my pocket, that works, that allows me to call people when I need to call them, to communicate with anybody that I need to communicate with, to also capture all of my most amazing memories. Why would I change? Like, why would I need to go for something more? I'm grateful for what I've got, and I didn't upgrade my phone. It was the first time ever in my almost 22 years of life that I did not upgrade my phone. Like from about the age of, I don't know, I think I got my first phone when I was 13. So from 13 up until last year, I've always upgraded my phones, and I've realised it's pointless. You know, I think unless you use your phone for like a medical device, my brother personally does, so he does need to upgrade his phone every so often because the older models of the phone aren't compatible with what he needs it to be compatible for. But like for the most part, for a person like me, what's the point? And genuinely, I felt so much gratitude, and I was like, I'm so grateful that my phone works. I'm so grateful that I've got the phone that I've got, and actually, there's nothing wrong with it. And I've ended up saving myself like £60 a month, which is crazy when you think about it, because that's the other thing. I feel like we spend so much money on technology as well, and we just don't really need to. But that's on technology. But then we're gonna like kind of circle this back in with being grateful. Something that I had realised a while ago is that I'm always chasing more. And I think it's human nature to always want more. Obviously, you want more. You want to progress. You want to grow. You want to be better. You can absolutely do that, but you don't need to be an ungrateful brat whilst doing it. 5 years ago, if I would have seen myself now, 5 years ago, I would have literally had to tell myself to pinch myself about 1,000,000 times because I wouldn't believe the place that I'm at. Yet I still find myself sometimes looking around being like, I want this to change, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. I have a roof over my head. I've got a bed to sleep in, I've got an amazing partner, I've got what some people would consider the dream job because it allows me to have flexibility because I'm able to work from home 3 days a week. I have got fantastic people in my life that want to be in my life. I have the opportunity to sit here in my cute little nook and make silly little videos. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? Are you joking? Are you having a laugh? No. Be grateful for where it is that you are, because me and so many other people do this, where you just get so caught up with trends and people, and you get so caught up with like the next big thing and the next big trend, and you forget about what it took to get to the point that you're in today, to where you are right now. Like literally, genuinely pause this video, take a big deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and look around and go, wow, I'm so grateful that I'm here. My plants. I always wanted lots of plants. When I was still living with my mum, I love plants. I've always loved plants from a really young age. I've just enjoyed the greenery. My plant obsession really started in 2019, just before lockdown, and then lockdown happened and I was out buying plants all the time because I love plants, and it was my dream. Like I had these on my Pinterest, I had like all of these jungle inspired rooms and things pinned to my Pinterest, and I was like, one day I want to have all these plants and I want my home to kind of like feel like this vibe. And I genuinely can say that yes, it's taken time, but I can sit here right now and I can look around and I've got all of these beautiful plants that I would have dreamed of, and I'm so grateful for that. And do you know what? When I bought my first ever plant, I was so grateful that I had the money to be able to buy it. I was so grateful that I had the time to go out and get this plant, and I was so grateful that I had the time to take care of it and the resources to take care of it. And that one plant has made so many plants, and I genuinely feel like I live in a little jungle, and I love it. Love it. But genuinely, like, take a minute to just be in the moment and be grateful. Like something, so if you follow my TikTok, I do have TikTok, and I post more like travel-y things on my TikTok because me and my partner, we do like to have a little travel. We love hiking. We take Mango with us everywhere that we go, pretty much everywhere that we go, and I like to take videos and document it because I just like to look back at those memories, and every single time that I've ever taken a photo, I've never regretted it because I can always look back at that photo and be reminded of that time. However, I definitely regret all the photos and videos that I haven't taken because, you know, time happens, things happen, and you do start to forget like all the little details of moments. So anyway, so on my TikTok, I've got lots of like travel-y content, and I made like this jokey video being like, oh, I'm so annoyed when I don't have a trip planned or whatever. But genuinely, like, I like to have things planned in advance because I like to look forward to something. I think it's really good to have things booked in advance because, again, like I said, you look forward to something. It makes you feel like you've got something to work for. However, that being said, I have never been like, oh, I've got nowhere to go. Well, actually, no, when I was younger, I definitely used to be like that. But now I just go, wow, even if I could not travel tomorrow, if something happened and I wasn't able to travel tomorrow, I'd be so grateful for the opportunities that I've had and for the moments that I've had where I have been able to travel, because those sorts of things, they'll stick with you forever, and I will have those memories for as long as I live, as long as I remember. And it's those things, when you're grateful, when you're in the moment, when you're present, that breeds so much more growth. Like, for an example, how do you feel when you're around the negative people at work, or the people that burst your bubble all the time, or when you're out with your friends and then there's that one slightly pessimistic friend that always sees the negative in something? How does that make you feel? Like shit. Genuinely, you don't want to be around that person. You're like, oh, killing the vibe a little bit, dude. But when you're around the person that's constantly positive, and I'm not saying to always only be positive, there are lots of feelings, and trust me, the last thing that I've been for the last year is only positive. But I'm working on it, and I'm trying to be more positive and more love and light, because I've noticed that when I am more love and light and more positive, more positivity comes into my life, which then breeds more creation, which then allows me to have opportunities that I wouldn't have had if I was a negative Nancy, for lack of better word. But yeah, when you're around that person that's just like constantly miserable and negative and has nothing nice to say about anybody and nothing nice to say about anything, and like, I don't know, like a nice positive experience will happen and they're like, oh no, I just couldn't be arsed, or oh, that was annoying that they didn't do this, that and the other. It's like, well, right, you're just being negative. Like, see the world glass half full, and trust me, everything in your life will be glass half full. And you will get things that fill your cup without you having to do much. Gratitude honestly breeds so much positivity and creation. And honestly as well, it asks you to be more present in the moment. I know for me, I was very much always a million miles an hour, always looking into the future. I still do find myself doing it, where I'm constantly looking into the future and not actually taking a minute to smell the roses. But trust me, when you take a step back for a second and you just appreciate everything that's around you, and you appreciate all of the people that are around you and all of the opportunities that you've been given, like, it literally, you get so much more out of it. Like, for an example, I keep saying for an example, it's really annoying, like, because I've just made myself self-aware that I keep saying it. I'm gonna say it again because I keep talking about it, but me and my partner have redone the flat, and all of the vision boards that I had for so long about what I wanted my flat to look like and what I wanted it to feel like, it feels and looks like that now. And I just feel grateful. And when we finish with like putting all the furniture up and everything, I just literally sat down with him and we were just talking about it, and we both just kind of looked around and were like, wow, we're so grateful for this, and we're so grateful that we get this place, and we're so grateful that we've been able to, you know, buy this furniture, and we have working hands that could put the furniture together. It's those kinds of things that will bring more positivity into your life and will help you manifest quicker as well, because the world is like a mirror. Everything that you put out, it will reflect back to you. If you put out so much negativity and just bad vibes are going to come your way. And I know like the lingo is very like woo-woo at the minute, but I don't have like an intellectual way of describing it other than I do genuinely feel that we are like a mirror and we are like a magnet. And I was having this conversation with one of my fellow spiritual friends, and we were saying how like people that constantly complain and people that constantly are negative and people that are constantly just seeing problems instead of solutions or opportunities, they're going to be stuck forever. Like if you ask for, whether or not you believe in God, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, if you ask for courage, you're going to be put in situations that mean you have to be courageous. And some people would look at that and be like, oh my God, I asked for strength and instead I'm given all these horrible situations. God or the universe or whatever doesn't love me and I don't get my prayers answered. You did get your prayers answered, but you just haven't been grateful for the opportunity to learn. And I feel like that's how the world is. And I'm not saying that like I know it all and this is how everything is, but genuinely, like, every single time that I've asked for growth, I've got growth. The last few months have been, I don't want to say horrific, because they haven't been horrific. In fact, I'm so grateful for every single thing that's happened, because I have learned so much about myself and so much about the people around me and so much about what I want from life, what I don't want from life, what's important to me and what's not. And I asked before I had my real tower moment. I remember like being on the floor crying because I was having panic attacks all the freaking time and it was just exhausting. And I remember being like, please, can I have a sign? Please, can something be thrown my way to push me in the direction that I need to be pushed in? Because like whatever I'm doing right now just doesn't feel right in my gut. And I asked for that, and a month later, if that, the rug was ripped out from under my feet. I'm telling you, I had the biggest tower moment ever. And rather than sitting there and be like, why is this happening to me? It's not fair. I've kind of like sat back from that and gone, I'm so grateful for every single one of these things that has happened, because I've learnt this from it and because I've learnt that from it, and I've been able to take away this. Life is a lesson, and every single day is like going into school and you learn something new. And I always say it, like, you learn something new every day, and it's so true. And every single opportunity that you have, you're learning something from it, and I think that's wonderful. And I think that we should be grateful for lessons. And like I said earlier, as long as you've got a roof over your head, a place where you can, you know, have a wash and have access to food, and you can have clean clothes, you're already doing better than so many people out there. And that is something to be grateful for. I don't drive, and for the longest time I was like, oh, I don't drive, it's so annoying, I really want to drive, blah, blah, blah. I want a nice car, I want this, I want that. Some people would dream to have legs that can take them to walk anywhere. Like, if you really think about that, you're so lucky. If you're able-bodied and you are in a situation where, you know, you've got a phone, you've got people around you that love you, even if you're lacking support, which, without going too much into it, in some ways I get that, you've still got more than most people out there. There's kids out there on the internet right now that their videos are being plastered everywhere from Palestine, where they're crying because all they would want, their wish is to have their brothers back, or their mothers back, and their fathers back. You've already got so much more than all of those people that are out there suffering. And if we are just grateful for that, it will just breed so much more positivity in your life. And you don't need, like, my goal is not to have a massive mansion. I don't feel like that would sit right with me. I don't think that's very me. I would like to have a lot of land, but not necessarily a big house, because that means more cleaning as well. But like, the opportunity to learn, the opportunity to grow, I think that's amazing. I really do. I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful that we get to meet people on a daily basis and be grateful for the lessons they've taught us. Whether or not those people are nasty and they leave us feeling heartbroken, or whether or not those people have brought a lot of light into our life, I think either way we should be grateful for it, because we're still learning something from the experience, no matter what the outcome is. It's really easy to get stuck up on things that you're not happy about and complain about people and complain about situations. If you have a job at this time right now, you're already luckier than so many people, and you should be grateful for it. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I sit there and I think, oh, wouldn't it be nice to just, you know, do nothing all day? I say do nothing, I mean like doodle and frolic in the fields, because I like that kind of thing. But then I think to myself, I'm so grateful. I'm the age that I'm at, doing a job that I'm doing around people that I really enjoy being around. That is already so much better than what I would have been doing if I wasn't here in this position anyway. And even getting this job, like, and getting to where I am today, I think it all really started in 2020. And I just remember when I had like my first awakening, all I felt was gratitude and love. And don't get me wrong, there were good days and bad days, but like the feeling of just constant, like, I'm so grateful for this and I'm so happy about this, and it just brought these opportunities to my doorstep that I would have never dreamed of. But it just did. And the moment that I started feeling myself slip into negativity and victim blaming and all of that, which I definitely did last year, all of the opportunities were not there, and everything was just negative and nothing was going the way that I wanted it to be. And I just had to have this switch where everything was going wrong, but actually at the point where everything was genuinely going wrong and my life was genuinely feeling like it was falling apart at the seams, I was the most grateful and I was the happiest, and I was learning to just be grateful for what it is that I have, because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And that's not to like scare anybody or make you feel anxious about tomorrow. It's just to make you feel grateful for what it is that you have today. And that's basically my 2 cents on gratitude. And I really hope that this resonates with somebody. I hope that you've taken something away from this video. And yeah, I shall catch you guys in my next one. Bye.